Hello YouTube, this is AlphaPenguinSoldier, and today I'm going to do a Krawler Deck profile. I also have one pack to open today. My wife picked it up, so I thought I'd just throw it in the video. So let's start with the pack opening. Just one pack, so thought I would throw it in here. Alright, so we have one. Oh, you can see that. There's a card bent. Oh. Okay, so it wasn't. It's irrelevant. So we got Dynamis Howling. We have the Primal Cry, which kind of got Shrek'd. Real. I don't even want to try. It's been a long day. I don't care enough. Magician's Right Hand, Perform Pal Sky Pupil, and Secret Rare Ultra Polymerization. Pay 2,000 life points, and you fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using two monsters you control as fusion material. Neither player can activate cards in response. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one fusion monster from your or target one fusion monster that was fusion summoned with this card effect. Special summon all fusion materials used for the fusion summon from your graveyard, but change their attack and defense to 0. Also, their effects are negated. So that's a nice looking card. I mean, I would have preferred a Ghost Ogre, but hey, secret's secret, it's first dead. So I mean, that's a good way to start out. Ooh, Ghost Beef. I'm making a deck around him. Beef for another day. Anyway, guys, that's a good way to kick off a video. Open a secret and a Ghost Beef. Anyway, we'll get into the deck profile. We'll make this pretty quick, I hope. So we'll run three Krawler Spine. Okay, so all the Crawlers have a secondary effect. If your opponent card effect makes them leave the field, special summon 2 from the deck face down. His flip effect, flip targeted monster, destroy it. Super easy. He flips and sends a monster from deck to grave. So that's 3 Dendrite, 3 Spine. We do 3 Receptor, and Receptor adds a Crawler from deck to hand when he flips. 3 Galil, I don't know. You can special summon 1 Crawler from your hand to graveyard and face up attack or face down defense. So he's really good. I like him. I think this is a preference card, if I'm not mistaken. Some people run him at 2 or 1. I don't know. I've seen a couple interesting things. I run him at 3. He flips and target 1 spell or trap on the field, destroy it. So it's a nice spot removal, especially against like magicians or spirals or something. It depends. So I do 2 Raveneer because when he flips, target 2 Crawlers and add them from your graveyard, add them to your hand. A lot of times you're not gonna have 3 that you're gonna resolve to get back to your hand just because you're swarming and doing all that fun stuff. 1 World Legacy Armor. Basically when one of these guys flips, you can special summon him from your hand. The second part is kind of not super relevant. It's when he's normal summoned, he can bounce an extra monster your opponent has, and this back to the hand. But level 7, you're not always going to use it. And then Max C and Ghost Ogre, just because Max C is Max C, it's good. Ghost Ogre is more spot removal. Alrighty, that's it for the monsters. We have, for the spells, we have 3 World Legacy and Shadow. It gives your Crawlers a 300 attack and defense boost, and it lets you special summon 1 level 2 or lower insect monster from your hand. Face up or face down defense position. And then when a flip monster is destroyed by a battle with an opponent's monsters, you get to send that monster to the graveyard. It's super neat just because it doesn't target, doesn't destroy. It's really handy. Next, I run 3 Scapegoat. I tried it at 2. I didn't quite see it enough, so I put it at 3. Pretty good. I just want to see it. I'm not always going to resolve 3 Scapegoats, but also finally got to use for my secret Scapegoats. I've been holding on to them since Joey's World, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, back to the deck profile. We run 2 Terraforming to go with the 3 field spells. We have 2 Verdant Sanctuary, which lets you add insects to your hand. So basically, when one's destroyed, you add the one with the same level to your hand, so you can also search out Max C. Super handy. And then we have 1 Raigeki. Just clears the board. And for our traps, we do run 3 World Legacy Pawns. I actually underestimated this card a lot. You target 1 face-down monster you control, change it to face-up attack or defense position. And then the second effect is you can shuffle 1 Krawler monster from your graveyard into your main deck. Target 1 face-up monster you control, change it to face-down defense. You can only use 1 World Legacy Pawn's effect per turn, only once that turn. So, I mean, it has a little bit of restriction, but that's because they don't want you just flip-flopping a whole bunch. Really helpful, especially if you set and you want to get an effect off or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Usually you can get the monster on the field and pop that off. Oh, I also forgot to mention with armor. When you special summon, you can search out a World Legacy card from your deck, add it to your hand. So you have this in the field spell as targets, and usually you want to get the field spell to hand as fast as possible. Alrighty, I don't think we have a whole lot else. We do have 2 strike and 1 warning for your Solemn Brigade. Just kind of lock your opponent out. It's always fun. I do 1 Metaverse to replace that like 3rd Terraforming. I don't have a 3rd Terraforming, so that's what I'm running. And then the last 2 are just kind of just cuz. I'm running Torrential. Can always be a momentum swinger in a duel, especially since a lot of people overcommit and they don't expect this card anymore. I do run the Trap Stun just because I can. I wanted to throw in a card just to throw people off, and this card throws people off sometimes. I know it's not the best, but you know, this is my deck. I'm having fun with it. And that is it for the main deck. I believe it's 40 cards, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it's around 40-ish, but that's okay with me. So for the extra deck, we have 3 Qualiarch. He gives... oh, sorry, let me start. All the XYZ monsters, when they're destroyed by battle or leave the field because of an opponent's card effect, while it's under your control, you can target 2 crawlers with different names in your graveyards and special them in face-down defense. All the crawlers Link monsters have this effect. And then he has additional effects. 2 or more crawlers on the field. All monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense. That's really nice. It's not just crawlers. 4 or more. Your opponent's monsters or your opponent's cards and effects can't be activated during the battle phase. That's always helpful. And then the last one is 6, and all your crawlers can attack directly, I think. Or all monsters, sorry. But it's going to be a field of crawlers, so completely understandable. We had run 3 Neurogos. He protects crawlers that are next to him, giving them a 300 attack and defense boost. It makes it so they can't be destroyed by battle. And actually, any battle damage inflicted is doubled. I always get these 2 confused. That, and then the Synopsis. He does the same protecting thing, but it makes it so your crawlers can attack, well, the ones it points to can attack twice per turn. So it's always really nice to get like this, or one of each stacked next to each other so they can protect themselves from battle. I run 2 Mysis Radiant just for the options. Not always going to make these, not always going to make 2, but you know, never know when it's going to come up. And then I do run 2 Behemoth Fiendus. I know a lot of people run 1. I don't have like any rank 2s right now for whatever reason. I thought I had more, but I couldn't find any. So, you know, that's okay. It happens. So I'm just maxing out on Link monsters just because it's kind of a Link deck. And then this one, it's not great. It's more for Subterror, but the big thing is you can send one flip monster from your deck to graveyard and special summon one monster from your hand in face down defense to a zone it points to, so it can thin out your deck and get a monster out of your hand, which is always helpful. Can be an option, you're not always going to make it. And then for the last two, Decode and Proxy, just for more options. Like I said, I don't have any of the rank 2s. So they're just there for option. He's just 2. He's 2+ effect monsters, so it's always good. All right. And on to the side deck. I did make a side deck for this. It's really neat. Oh, well, it's all right. So for kind of like a spell, field, whatever removal, we have two Cosmic Cyclone, one Galaxy Cyclone, and one Spell Shattering Arrow. This hits all the face up, like Pendulum, field spells, some continuous spells for like True King. I mean, I'm going to be honest, this isn't the most competitive deck, but I'm running a side deck that can maybe make it stand up a little better to those decks. It's not always going to go great, but it's a fun deck. This hits set cards, and then this just banishes. This gets 2 uses. It's always helpful. All right. And then we have one Prohibition. If you know what your opponent's playing, call it. Lock them out. It's always good. I do 2 Dark Bribe because I feel like there's a lot of key cards in the format that you want to stop. Or if you want to keep your play going, it's always nice to, keep it for your turn, especially if they throw like a Solemn or something, or some sort of effect negation that you don't want. I know there's a lot of times people will activate Solemn, whatever. Solemn Strike, that's it. They'll activate Solemn Strike to negate my effects, the secondary effect of the crawlers. I've had that happen a lot. So I put 2 of these in just to kind of help me out. It also helps me out against Invoked. I have a lot of trouble with that deck in general, so I always want to stop their invocation or whatever they're trying to do. So I know it's not great because they draw a card, but for me it helps. We have 1 Light and 1 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. You never know what you're going to hit, especially at a local tournament, so might as well run 1 of each just to combat whatever there is, you know? We have 1 Summon Limit. This makes it so you can only summon 2 times per turn. It slows everything down. You're only really going to, normal summoner set twice in a turn, especially starting out. Also, negated summons do count towards this number, so it's kind of helpful if you can negate and then kind of lock your opponent on doing link plays. For the last trap in the side deck, I do Memory of an Adversary. It doesn't target, and when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you take damage equal to the attack, and then you banish that monster. During the end phase of your opponent's next turn, you special summon it to your side of the field. So it clears it out. You sometimes take a lot of damage, but that's A-okay. You can clear a boss monster, you can just clear a problematic card and they don't see it coming. This is one of my favorite cards. I think it's completely underrated, but, that's just me. Anyway, next cards, we run 3 Effect Veiler in the side deck. Going into, like, this format, I didn't really like this card, but now that we're getting to this point that we're at, I'm realizing this card is actually really good. Well, I'm rediscovering how good it is. I'm learning how to time these a lot better than I used to. I wasn't very good at timing these. I'd just kind of throw it on whatever, and then they would just do something else and go on with their plays. Getting a lot better about timing when to use these, like on a double helix. It's just an example, but I'm figuring out when to use it on what decks, and so there's 3. And then for the last card, because this is my channel, I have AlphaPenguinSoldier. He's a flip. He's a level 2. The level 2 is kind of not relevant, but he's a flip monster, so kind of fits in. It targets 2 monsters your opponent controls, or 2 monsters on the field, and then you can bounce them. So it's always really helpful to do that. I have him in the side deck just because, you know, my channel is AlphaPenguinSoldier. So I threw him in, and I probably will have him in a lot of my side decks just because it's one of my favorite cards. Anyway, guys, that is the deck profile for my crawlers, my small pack opening. I also did want to mention that I will be doing a giveaway. I didn't open either of these. I know it's not a great giveaway, but I do want to do a giveaway on the channel. It'll either be... I'll have a couple winners because I have these, and then I don't remember where I got this. I think it was like from a Gold Series, like 4 or something. One of them, it's a matte. It has Kai Bonnet, has the blue eyes, the XYZ Dragon Cannon. It's pretty cool. I want to give that away. Give these away. I mean, that's all I really have right now. So, I mean, I guess there'll just be 3 winners. I want to get to 10 subscribers before that ends, or I'll have it end at the end of the month. It really depends on what happens first. Anyway, all you got to do is like, comment, and subscribe on this video to enter, and I'll keep track of that, so don't worry, guys. Anyway, I think that's all I got. So this is AlphaPenguinSoldier signing out.